Hey everyone, and welcome back to Serena's Toy Room. Today I thought I would try something a little different, do a little Christmas story time while I wrap some presents, aka my presents, because I always pick out my presents, so I always know what I'm going to get, so I might as well wrap them. I have some really cute Nightmare Before Christmas wrapping paper. I have one roll left, but it was like a 3-pack from Walmart. This one was really cute. I really love the pattern of this one. But it's all done now, unfortunately. I fear I'm becoming one of those Disney adults that don't play about the Nightmare Before Christmas. Because ever since like it started really booming in popularity in recent years, well, it's always been kind of popular, but especially like in recent years, I feel like it's become like obnoxiously popular. I'm the type of person that like when something becomes popular, I'm like, well, like whatever, like who cares? Even though like it's something I really love. But then when I watched it around Halloween time, I'm like, damn, this shit really is good. Like I see why it's so popular. Because prior to then, it's been a while since I've seen it. I mean, how can you not stand it? It's cute, and it's creepy, and it's Christmassy. If you're a person that's looking for creepy Christmas stuff, like, a majority of it is going to be Nightmare Before Christmas. I mean, my water bottle is also Nightmare Before Christmas. Girl, I'm becoming one of those Disney adults, unfortunately, but, it's fine, whatever. Also, please ignore this mess over here. I know it looks gutted and rotted. My room is still a work in progress. It's been like a month since I've been here, and I'm still not completely unpacked, which is kind of embarrassing because it's only a bedroom. But you try fitting an apartment into a bedroom, it's not easy. Let's get to wrapping presents, shall we? And let the story begin. Allow me to set the scene. It's the year 2011. Life is good. I'm not clinically depressed. I'm thriving. Monster High had come out the year prior, obviously, and I've kind of told the story of how I discovered Monster High. It was at Sunrise Records at Burlington Mall, which is no longer a store there anymore, unfortunately. But that was one of my favorite stores to go to at the mall. And one time when I went in there, I saw first edition Frankie, and I was like, who is this diva? Like, I'd never seen anything quite like her. Keep in mind, like, at this time, we had Barbie, we had Bratz, like, we had human-looking dolls, primarily. And we're so used to Monster High now, like, it's been almost 15 years with them. But, like, when they first started out, like, it really was something, like, so unique. Like, I feel like we kind of take it for granted now, because we're so used to it. But at the time, like, it really was so cool. I was just, like, so entranced by her. And, like, anytime I went to the mall with my mom, I was like so taken by her. And then like eventually they added the Gloom Beach dolls. Monster High dolls being sold at Sunrise is so crazy because they don't even sell dolls there anymore. They sell like collectibles and stuff. Back then it really was like a collector's item sort of thing. Like they were for like the older crowd, I feel like. I really wanted to have them, but back then my mom wouldn't allow me. I remember like one time me and my friend from school, like I had told her that I liked Monster High, and she wasn't really sure what Monster High was at this time because it was still in its infancy. So we had made a plan that we were going to go to the mall and we were going to buy a Gloom Beach doll because it was cheaper. And I was going to open it at her house and then hide it up my sweater sleeve and then sneak it back home. But like last second I chickened out. I had asked for a Monster High doll for Christmas, but I wasn't allowed. But the next year, in 2011, things started turning around for your girl. But before that, real quick, if you're a child, please turn this video off right now. It involves Santa Claus, and I do not want the truth about Santa Claus to come from a random doll YouTuber. Like, imagine, oh my god. I assume most of you guys watching are adults. In 2010, I was still a believer of Santa Claus, and I was about 12. And, you know, at this age, like, it is a little bit old to still believe in Santa Claus, but girl, I had a wild imagination, and I had hope that he was out there, but I did start having my doubts, because all the kids were like, oh, you know Santa's not real, right? So I was like, well, I'm gonna prove that Santa's real. I'm gonna write a letter to him asking for a doll that I really, really want, and I'm not gonna show my mom. And if he brings it to me, then I'll know he's real. My first interest in dolls was Barbie, and I really, really wanted the 50th anniversary Superstar Barbie that came out with like the My Favorites collection. I was so obsessed with her and I wanted her so bad. To this day I still don't have her. She's really expensive for no reason. And even though she wasn't really in stores anymore at this point, I figured, well, since the elves make the toys, then it would be pretty easy for them to just whip it up real quick and Santa could get it last minute and he could bring it to my house to prove himself. So I basically wrote, Dear Santa, all the kids at school say that you're not real, but I believe you're real. And I really want to prove them wrong. So what I really want for Christmas this year is the 50th anniversary Superstar Barbie. I know it's last minute because it's Christmas Eve, but I know that with the speed of your sleigh and stuff, you could get it done in time. I believe in you, or whatever. Basically, when I was asleep, I heard noise downstairs, and I was like halfway down the stairs. I didn't see anything, and I called out Santa, and then I hear my mom downstairs. She's like, "Get the fuck back upstairs!" And I like ran back to my room. So yeah. Then come Christmas morning, no Superstar Barbie, and that's when I kind of found out the truth about Santa Claus, which is kind of upsetting when I think about it now, but it is also kind of hilarious. The next year, however, in 2011, which I consider to be the best Christmas ever. Since then, I've always picked out what dolls I'm gonna get for Christmas. Like when I go Christmas shopping with my mom, she's like, okay, whatever, like pick out what dolls you want. But this Christmas, my mom and my grandma like bought the dolls for me, like without me knowing, and I was actually surprised on Christmas morning, which was really refreshing. Like, although it is nice to handpick the dolls you want and like check out the faces to make sure you're getting the best one, I really miss the days where I would be surprised with which dolls I get for Christmas, and it was truly like magical. And that's why I like think about this Christmas so fondly every year. At my old house, we kept like the presents hidden in the basement somewhere, and I knew this, and as a child does, when no one is around, you snoop and look at your presents, and I like felt one that felt like a Monster High doll, and I was so gooped and gagged. Like, you guys know if you've ever held a Monster High doll box before, they are very like specific, very much like Bratz boxes. Like, you know the shape and the feel of them. It was like big enough to be a 2-pack, so my initial thought, because like the first wave dolls were still kind of in stores at this point, so I figured, oh my god, is this Cleo and Deuce? Oh my god. Then I kind of like went back to my room before I got caught, and I was like thinking about it all night. I was like, oh my god, I'm going to get Cleo and Deuce for Christmas. And at my grandma's house, she had some presents under the tree, and when I went there after school, again, snooping, as I shouldn't have been, but I couldn't control myself, I felt some boxes that felt very familiar to dolls, and I was really excited because I was like, oh my god, I'm actually going to get dolls this Christmas, like that's crazy. So come Christmas Day, at both my house and at my grandma's house, I got School's Out. It wasn't Cleo and Deuce, but it was equally as iconic. It was School's Out, Draculaura, and Claude, which I was just as excited for. I actually ended up getting Cleo and Deuce the following Easter of 2012, so that was pretty iconic. I got it from my grandmother, and I was so happy with them. And I got Dead Tired Ghoulia. I got Masquerade, Bratz Masquerade, Brogan, and Pen. My grandma figured I'd like them because they were like Halloween themed, and I'd always loved Halloween as a kid. I got Party Dylan, and my grandma and my mom agreed because they went shopping together. They like agreed that it looked like me, so that's why they got it. This was before I transitioned, mind you, so not too much. Yeah, it was like the best Christmas ever because I was like genuinely surprised. Like I said, like ever since then I had always picked out what dolls I'd wanted, but there's nothing quite like being surprised with a doll on Christmas. I actually had to return Ghoulia and get a new one because I tried taking her hand out and the peg actually broke. And I was like so distraught. I was like, Mom, like the peg broke. She's like, why would you try to take the hand off? And I'm like, you're supposed to, like, it's a feature, like. And so we had to go back to Walmart, and I got a replacement, and it was all good. I had so much fun playing with my dolls back then. Like, I look back and think, like, so fondly of my early days of dolls. Like, you really cherish your doll collection a lot more when you have fewer of them because you spend more time with each of them. Although it is nice to have a lot of dolls, like when you have so few, you spend more intimate time with each and every one of them. I remember like when I would play with my Monster High dolls, like I would always like have Ghoulia being made fun of for wearing pajamas at school because like I only had Dead Tired Ghoulia. I didn't have like another one. So, like, she would just be in school in her pajamas, and everybody would be like, why are you in your pajamas, girl? I mentioned in my Q&A that I used to use my Swap and Styles artsy doll as Headless Mistress Bloodgood, because I didn't have her. And I actually had an Ariel doll that I used to play with my Monster High dolls. My excuse was she was half mermaid, so she was considered a monster or something. I got her sometime in 2012, I think around Black Friday. I, like, snuck off into Toys R Us to go buy her while my mom wasn't looking. And she was, like, the mean girl, and she thought she was so superior because she was a princess. Unfortunately, the following year wasn't as cool as that one. I was about to enter high school and my mom figured I was too old for dolls. Little did she know, years later, I'd be where I am now. But She was like, girl, you're getting too old for dolls. Like, I'm not buying you any for Christmas. But luckily, my grandmother came through, as she always does. When we went to the Mattel outlet store, rest in peace, my grandma saw the Twilight, Bella, Edward, and Jacob dolls for $5 each. Which is crazy, by the way, because I'm pretty sure those are, like, really expensive now. But for $5 each, she was, like, telling my mom, like, I really want to get them this for Christmas, like, come on. My grandma, like, basically had to convince her. She was like, hey, fine, whatever. So those were the only dolls I got for Christmas that year, but I really loved them. I thought they were so beautiful, and I cherish them. I still have them to this day. I can't say the same for the Monster High dolls, so unfortunately, I really wish I still had them. It makes me sad. I did rebuy the same ones, of course, but I wish I still had the same ones because I had such fond memories with them. Alright, that's as good as it's gonna get, I fear. Never claimed to be an expert rapper. Thank you all so much for watching. I would love to hear your holiday doll memories down in the comments. As I've said before, I've been wanting to do some different things on the channel, and I thought this would be kind of fun. You know, with unpacking my Monster High dolls and being so close to the holidays, I was getting a little sentimental and thinking about the good old days, so I thought I would share my memories with you. I think the memories we have with dolls, not even just around Christmas, but in general as children, is so precious, and I really miss that innocence so much. Like, I look back on my early days with dolls and it's just so wholesome, and I love it. And I wish they lasted longer. At the time of posting this, it was the 23rd when I started filming, but by the time this is posted, it will be Christmas Eve. But I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holiday, and I hope all your dolly Christmas wishes come true, and I hope you get everything you asked for. Until next time, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys!